Hello YouTube friends, this is Shay and 5 here on YouTube, and this video is the fourth one I'm making today, and this is last week, which was last Saturday's, which was the day before yesterday because this is Monday, Saturday Shay's May storytelling video. I have 19 stories wrote down. Not the whole story, but a little thing to remind me of what the story is I want to tell. I went to random.org and I generated, and it gave me number 6. And number 6, this is what I have wrote down. Hurricane and flood on coast, car ride, Aunt Jackie's house, mattress on floor. That's how I remind myself of this little story to tell y'all. Okay, when I was a little girl, I won't say a little bitty girl, I could have been a little bitty girl. We lived down there on the coast, which was Moss Point, Escataba area is where we lived, Mississippi. And in my house that lived there, my mama, my daddy, and me, and my mama Walker, which is my mama's mama. Now, my 2 older sisters was already married and out of the house. Okay, so I'm not sure how old I was. We lived down there. I was from the age 7, because I think I was 7 when we moved there, and I know I was 11 when we moved from there. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 years we lived there. So I was one of those ages. And like I said, I can't remember how old I was when Rebecca JB got married. I may have been 9. Can't remember. So she was married. But like I said, I don't remember how old I was when she got married. I think I was 9, but I'm not for sure. You can let me know about that, Becca. So anyway, there had been a hurricane, and I don't remember the name of it. Becca, you can let me know if you know. I don't think my oldest sister that lives in Wyoming, Charlotte, and my mama that lives with her in Wyoming watches my videos anymore. Mama don't know how to get on it and do it. My sister, Charlotte, works and is too busy and has not watched my videos in a while, and when she pulls them up and watches them, she lets Mama watch them. So at this point right now anyway, I don't think they're watching my videos. I just had to throw that in there because I'm just telling Becky to tell me what she knows and remembers about this instead of them. I usually say them too, but anyways. And if they do watch it, fine. If y'all do, hey Charlotte Mama, tell me the name of the hurricane and anything I've got wrong on this story. Alright. So there was a hurricane, and we lived in a house, and it rained, and it became a flood. I mean, when we got back home, I remember our yard, our backyard, and our front yard, water was this deep, at least. Might have been more. And that's a lot of water to be on the ground, in a yard by a house. So anyway, we had to leave. Because, we just needed to evacuate. Now, my daddy, he always worked out of town. The kind of job he did, he calibrated meters on gas trucks. And he had to leave, and he would go, like he would leave on a Monday, and he would stay gone all week and work, and he would come home on the weekend. But then there were times that he had to go to Florida, which I guess was his farthest way, farthest distance from the house. And he had a lot to do in Florida that he couldn't just stay 1 week and come home on the weekend and go back because he had a whole lot more. So when he had to go to Florida, he would stay the whole month. And so a lot of times it was me and my mama by ourselves at home. He may have been there during the hurricane, though. I don't remember. He was not with us in the car when we left to evacuate. He may have stayed behind at the house. I don't remember that part. I was a little girl. Let me know, Becca, if you know. But a lot of times, too, when he would go to Florida to stay a month, a lot of times my mama went with him. And I ended up having to stay somewhere because I didn't want to go, or I had to stay and be in school. So I would either I have stayed with my older sister, I have stayed with my, the middle sister, which is the Becca. I have stayed with my pastor and his wife so that I could go to school because it was their school. It was a Christian school in our church, and so I could go to church. But when I would stay with them on weekends, I would go stay like with either my granny or my Aunt Irene, which is my mama's, well, Aunt Irene was mama's sister, my granny was my daddy's mama. But then I would go back the week to my pastor's wife and his wife's house to be there to go to school and church. Just had to throw that in there. That's nothing to do with this story. But anyways, so we evacuated. We had a little bitty car. So it was Mama driving, my mama walker up front, and I was in the back. So we was driving, and where we was going, so we lived on the coast. We was going where we used to live before we moved down there, which was Collins, Mississippi, which is where I lived before we moved up here to Tennessee 4 years ago, or probably now 4.5 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, so we was going to Collins, and we was afraid that we were late in leaving. I think I remember us being scared, or Mama and Ma being scared, and actually praying that we would hurry up and get out of the storm's way. Seemed like I remember that. And lo and behold, our car broke down and died on the side of the road. And my family, my mama has always been, it's the way she was taught, I guess, and she taught us, be cautious, be careful, bad people in the world will do bad things to you, be scared, don't hitchhike, don't talk to strangers. As a little girl I was taught, do not talk to strangers, don't accept candy from strangers. And still today, it's probably worse today than what it was even back then. And there's still a lot of people that, is like that and teaches their family and their kids that. But then there's a lot of people, too, that don't, and they don't worry about it, So anyways, that's how we was. So, stopping on the side of the road, because our car stopped, it died, and it broke down, and Mama couldn't get it cranked up. We all get out of the car, and we're on the side of the road, and it's a highway, and there's other cars going by. Mama has a handkerchief. She always had handkerchiefs in her purse. So she had a white handkerchief. Really, today now, this is funny to me. I don't know why. But we was wanting someone to stop and help us with the car, that would know about the car and could maybe fix it and get it running or whatever. So Mama had got out, and she had raised the hood on the car, but she got her handkerchiefs out, and she gave it to my Mama Walker. And my Mama Walker got out there on the side of the road and was waving this white handkerchief, letting the traffic know that we needed somebody to stop and help us. I think I even, took turns with Mama Walker and got the handkerchief and started waving it myself too. But yet I was scared. Okay, I was scared about anybody stopping to help us because of what Mama had hounded into me. So, but this car pulls up behind us, and it's an old man and an old lady. And the man gets out, and he asks us what's wrong. Mama tells him, we was leaving the coast for the hurricane, going to Collins, Mississippi. The car broke down. And he looked at it, but he didn't know At least I think he looked at it. He might have not have did. But come to think about it, they may not have even got out of the car. They may have just pulled up. But anyway, and talked to us through the window, rolled the window down or something. But um, anyway, they told us that they would give us a ride, that they were going that way, and it was on their way. It wouldn't be out of the way. They could give us a ride to Collins where we was going. Mama accepted it. I was kind of shocked. But we couldn't do anything else. I guess it was our only thing, but I was scared to death. It was because of what Mama had hounded into me about strangers and all this kind of stuff. I was terrified. You know, I was a little girl, but yet I was with my mama and my Mama Walker. So we got in their back seat. It was my mama, me, Mama Walker. And I just remember being terrified riding with them people. And I was thinking my mama was crazy, you know, and I was probably praying. I was probably saying, Jesus, please don't let nothing happen to us, you know, or something like that. So, we was back there and we rode with them. We was probably, I'm going to say about halfway there anyway from our house to there. So, I mean, the man and the lady was friendly. They wasn't scary, you know, they didn't do anything to us. They was friendly, nice and kind, giving us the ride. They talked to my mama and Mama Walker. My mama and Mama Walker would talk to them. So they drove us to Collins. Well, actually Seminary, which is a small town back this way before you get to Collins, by Collins. So they drove us there, and my mama had a sister, my Aunt Jackie, that lived in Seminary in a brick house. And I think that's where we was headed anyway. There, between there and then my daddy's mama, Granny, in Collins. So we was probably going to both places. And probably since Aunt Jackie was first, she just decided to have them take us to Aunt Jackie's. So, that's what they did. Mama told them how to get there, and they drove us right up into Aunt Jackie's yard and pulled up in their yard, and we got out. We thanked them. Mama probably offered to pay some money. I don't know if they accepted anything or whatever, you know, what have you. And because being a little girl, I don't remember details like that. But we was at Aunt Jackie's. We got at Aunt Jackie's, got inside. Aunt Jackie was in her two little boys' rooms, which was Chucky and Fabian, my cousins. And come to think of it, yeah, Fabian was born by that time. He was just a little boy. But Aunt Jackie had a mattress down on the floor in their room, right under the window. Seemed like that would be dangerous. I don't know why, right under the window. But they were in there on that mattress, and they was looking out the window because it was storming, it was raining, it was thundering, it was lightning. Even there, it was still bad, bad weather from the hurricane. And so we got in there with them, and we all got on the mattress. And I can remember us just being in there in the mattress, and I can remember the adults looking out the window and praying and asking God to keep us safe from the storm and all this kind of stuff. So then later, I guess, I don't know if it was the same day, I don't know if we spent the night there, you know, or whatever, what have you, but I think the storm somehow at some point kind of calmed down, maybe a little bit, I don't know. Being a kid, I don't remember details like that, but I remember we eventually ended up at my granny's house in Collins, which was a trailer, and they had a leak in their living room. And even though I was probably 9, 10, I've always been small, you know, I'm short, I'm fat now, but when I was a little girl, I was skinny and I was short. So I always looked younger than my age. So at that age, people probably thought I was 4 and 5 years old, which would have been basically almost a baby or a toddler. But I still, at times like this, and I've always been a very scared child, and even today as an adult, I'm scared. But it was by this time it was nighttime, so it was dark outside. It was raining, it was thundering, it was lightning. I think the electricity went off, so the lights was out, and we were having to use candles in my granny's trailer. They had a leak in the living room. So my pawpaw gets buckets, and it's got big old buckets sitting around in the living room under these leaks to catch all the water, and he'd have to keep dumping them out. And my mama was in a rocking chair, and she was holding me because I was crying and I was scared, and she was trying to rock me and soothe me, and, you know, with this storm going on around us. So, and that's all I remember about it. So that's my story for y'all for last Saturday. Now this week coming up. At least I think I hope I'm not any farther behind than that. I may be. I feel like I'm way far behind with all these videos, and I'm trying to get caught up on. But anyway, that's my story. So Becca, if you know anything else about it, if I've been wrong on anything, comment, let me and everybody else know. Anything else you remember about this event, let me know. Put it in the comments below. Charlotte, Mama, if y'all watch this and hear it, let me know. Leave me a comment, let me know. Alright, that's the end of this video. And this was my 4th video, so I am halfway done now with my videos. I got 4 more to make here today. I'm going to go up and check on the babies. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Leave the comments below, and toodaloo until next time.